All right, so the second generation Kia Telluride. We've been talking about this for a minute, and Kia finally dropped the official images ahead of the LA Auto Show debut. And I gotta say, the design is a lot. The headline I saw called the new face something that'll scare kids a block away, and you kinda get it. The old Telluride was an honest-looking SUV, right? Boxy, but a little frumpy, especially since the electric EV9 came out, with its super sharp, futuristic vibe. Well, Kia has officially fixed the frumpy part. This new 2027 Telluride is now just as sharp and confident as its electric cousin, but it's done it with a look that's all its own. The biggest conversation starter? That grille. On most trims, it's partially blanked out with vertical bars, but the X Pro trim, the gold one they showed, gets this incredibly aggressive, divisive block grille. It's a major departure. You also get the off-road tires, exposed toe loops, higher roof rails, and an increased ground clearance of 9.1 inches. That's 231 millimeters for the metric folks. The X Pro is clearly the statement version. Beyond the controversial face, the whole SUV is squarer, cleaner, and most importantly, bigger. It's grown 2.3 inches in length and rides on a 3-inch longer wheelbase. That's good news for interior space, especially in the third row, which should be noticeably improved. Inside is where the EV9 inspiration really takes over. The old console-mounted gear shifter is gone, replaced with a more modern column-mounted unit, just like in the EV. You get the perfectly rectangular structure holding those twin 12.3-inch screens, which is just a clean, modern look. The steering wheel is updated too. It looks way more sophisticated than the old one. The whole vibe is just pushing the Telluride firmly upmarket. It's looking less like the entry-level 3-row and more like a proper rival to something like a Ford Explorer, or maybe even dipping into some of the higher-end mid-size luxury SUVs. Now, for the stuff Kia is still keeping locked down until the LA Auto Show. The powertrain. The first-gen Telluride was V6 only. That changes now. The old, naturally aspirated 291 horsepower engine is being dropped for what looks like a two-pronged, more high-tech approach. Rumor has it there will be a new, slightly less powerful 3.5-liter V6, making about 287 horsepower. But the big news is the reported first-ever PHEV option for the Telluride. That'll be a plug-in hybrid system built around a turbocharged 2.5-liter inline-4. And just to be clear, Kia is saying no full EV powertrain for this new Telluride. That's still the EV9's job. These new Tellurides are expected to start hitting North American dealerships in early 2026. So overall, Kia took a good thing and made it sharper, bigger, and more high-tech. The big question is whether you love or hate that new face. Let me know what you think of the new Telluride in the comments below. Does that face work, or is it too much? Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the latest tech and cars.
Yeah, so I was fortunate to work on the first Telluride, and we really kind of came up with a formula for what this vehicle is, and it's this kind of balance between something really rugged and tough and also had a refined character. And we feel like there was a story to tell there, and it wasn't so much a challenge, but it was like really exciting opportunity to continue this story and to design Telluride with kind of a fresh expression, because we had opposites united as our new design philosophy, and we could incorporate that into a new formulation for Telluride. I'm very proud of the new Telluride. I feel like it really encapsulates all the ideas of what Telluride is, especially the kind of the adventurous lifestyle it portrays, really refined character. I feel like we're able to amplify both those attributes. Yeah, so opposites united is our design philosophy. The idea is really to take inherently different aspects of life, whether it's nature or society, human aspects, two different kind of ideas that are maybe opposed, but then bring them together in order to create something really new and different and exciting. So we took those elements and, partly we looked at the body sculpture, and we've got very sharp and technical fender forms that are then balanced with a very soft, sculpted body side. So you can see these interplay of two different ideas that are also represented in the vehicle design. Yeah, we definitely wanted to keep the boxiness in the new Telluride. It's something that it spoke to the customer. It's extremely functional, usable, easy to see out of. You can pack it with all your belongings on a trip. So just the boxiness plays into the functionality that we set out for the Telluride to go on any adventure. But it also speaks to a rugged quality, a tough character. It's these kind of things that we thought is so important for Telluride and so important for an SUV like this. Yeah, so for the lighting, that was really important on the first Telluride. Especially, I feel like the rear with iconic twin bar vertical lights is something you can see down the road. You're on the freeway, you can see that as a signature of Telluride. So in designing the new one, we thought, how can we take that cue and really work it around the vehicle? And so we looked at the DRLs, the front daytime running lights, and thought we can use that same vertical stripe. It also elongates kind of the height of the vehicle and more of the kind of the stature of the vehicle to have these vertical elements. So in doing that, we came up with this front end theme. Not only had the signature two stripe or two bar vertical light, but kind of reimagined it in a very flush and digital way. It's almost like a digital display screen. Everything's almost 2D, but it's flush and high tech. And then we revisited the rear and wanted to make those two strong elements even more clear and precise. And so you can see the body color in between, and you have two red vertical stripes for the tail lamp as well. It's a little different approach, but it's the same basic formula. It's really making the vehicle or the vehicle's interior seem as wide and comfortable and kind of comfy, this feeling of being protected, but also a feeling of toughness. So the basic formula is the same. You can see the IP really wraps around and widens the vehicle. It just feels spacious, but at the same time we've got like the rugged grab handles that was on the first Telluride that we kept that because it's just such a nice touch point and you feel secure. When you're off-roading, it's a great thing to grab a hold of, also. So there's cues from the original, but there's also advancement in the quality of the materials, the high-tech finishing, and we have a lot of new color materials and finishes that make it look really high-end and upscale. So I think we elevated the premium feeling as well. We wanted also to amplify the rugged quality for X Pro. Even standard Telluride looks pretty tough and rugged, but we wanted to even bring that up even higher. So when looking at the front mask, we created these vertical, kind of like overrider protected elements that also house the recovery hooks. On X-Line, they house the fog lamps, but it's a really protected element, and it's done in a contrasting material. And those are also duplicated in the rear with a vertical element. We've got the more off-road tires. We've got color accents that are more of a blacked out scheme around the vehicle. So I think when the customer sees X Pro, it'll be very obvious that this is something special. This is something more for a rugged kind of outdoor lifestyle.
I feel one of the things that strike me the most is the body side character. I think it's very unique. I think it really represents our Opposites United design philosophy. And I think that's one of the main things. And I think the balance between luxury and ruggedness is another key in this design of Telluride. Well, Opposites United is our design philosophy. Nothing in life is black or white. It's kind of a scale in between. And as designers, we take inspiration from these opposing elements, and then just like a successful chef, we put them together into one recipe. Just like a chef uses spicy and sweet flavors together, we might use opposing concepts to come up with a unique and flavorful design for our products. Well, yes, it was very important to keep the boxy shape of the Telluride for this generation as well. I think the big bold and boxy profile of the first generation Telluride struck a chord with our customers. So moving forward for the second generation, we wanted to keep the upright silhouette and the boxy design. Well, the facets of a diamond found its way into a design because kind of going back to our opposites united design philosophy, I felt that diamonds were, well, they're hard, industrious, they're indestructible, very hard, but at the same time, it appeals to our emotions. It's something that we give for people that we care about. So that duality was the key and the diamond inspiration. And yeah, basically those diamond shapes coming out of the fenders blending into a smooth body shape was how we expressed our opposites united. Well, especially with the X-Pro, we have these certain cues that really give it away, such as like the recovery tow hooks. And we already had this off-roady nature of the vehicle. We just dialed it up to 11 on the X-Pro, and basically things were already there. We just cranked it up a little bit more for the X-Pro version.